Hello everybody, Jack here. So I have been under the weather for the last few weeks and couldn't really record anything under the fear of sounding like I was in the
Witness Protection Program.
But I have been reinvigorated by the cries of many anime fans lamenting the cancellation of Assassination Classroom.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
As it happens, Gifford Middle School in Eastern Florida decided to remove the Assassination Classroom manga from its library last month after receiving complaints from certain groups. A similar thing is also happening in southern Wisconsin at the moment, where a school, at least to my knowledge so far, has removed the manga from its digital library to prevent the children from killing the teachers. The ban is set to extend to a multitude of states like Virginia and North Carolina, and within long we'll be reverting back to the goddamn dark ages. Now listen, I will have to beg forgiveness to 1/3 of my audience for not knowing the hows of a book banning in the United States of Gomorrah. But it turns out that a crap ton of books have been banned over the course of just the last few months, under the pretext for many parents that these were extreme and or had pornographic tendencies. Naturally, as it always happens, a quick Google search will reveal that the people who are advocating for the banning of these books don't know what the fuck is inside the books. Like, okay, I won't get into the ace attorneys of things because I don't really know the US jurisdiction so well, if at all. But there is, for example, this Bill 235 that would ban the teaching of scientific theories in Montana school. And the funny thing about it is that the teachers, in fact, won't get in trouble for teaching things to students unless the parents complain about it. To put it in other words, they are allowed to teach things that are facts as long as they are not theories. But we kind of all know what certain parents do consider to be theories and not facts, because out of all of the many theories that this bill is mentioning, I don't think that we'll be hearing parents complaining about such things as germ theory, because I ain't ever heard anybody calling soap the devil. It won't be cell theory either, nor would it be about gravity. Actually, that might be a thing, but we certainly know that it'll be dealing with evolution. Because gosh darn it, I've never spent a second listening to scientific theory, nor paid any credence to the scientific method. But I know one thing for sure, I ain't coming from no goddamn ape. Actually, I will have to apologize because I know a bunch of people from the south and they are not that cuckoo. My point is, we're experiencing some Fahrenheit 451 shit right here. The book, not the movie. How about 1984 Animal Crossing? That works as well. I'm sorry, this is kind of a serious thing happening, but I have to make fun of it, or else I'll be scratching my head the entire time trying to understand the goofiness of what is going on. But back onto the main subject. The organization in charge of wanting this thing to be banned is called, what is it? Moms for Liberty. Yes, that's what it was. Who obviously wants liberties for themselves but refuse to give the liberty to read to their children. Now, I do like to approach things with a lot of empathy, right? I do understand the situation right now in the US. There's been a lot of shootings, and recently one extending so far as to having a 6-year-old shoot a teacher because of having some extremely irresponsible parents, but also the child was kind of a little devil. That still comes back to parenting, but I understand the concern from the side of parents. As a parent myself, I showed this thing here to my girlfriend and she looked at it and was like, banning manga? Stupid. And yeah, I kind of side with her. But if we were to dive into it, give a little bit of credence to this whole thing, what is Assassination Classroom actually about? For the uninitiated, spoilers for a 10 to 11-year-old manga so far. The adaptation was in 2015, so I don't need to hold back here. Essentially, it deals with an assassin called the Reaper that has been raised and used as a tool and also is a mentor at some point. He gets a student on his own, said student betrays him and is then captured by some crazy scientist. The head scientist who captured him had a goal of creating a mass of antimatter based on the growth of human cells. And don't try to look into the validity of the science of anime, okay? It's supposed to be make-believe fun for you to lose yourself into it. It's not to be taken seriously. It makes my brain hurt. During his captivity and subsequent experimentation on, the Reaper gained superhuman abilities that boost all of his attributes but also change his physiology. Also, the experiment that turned him into this thing, this creature, this Japanese adult star, blew 70% of the moon's mass to pieces, so yay science. But like the meme of finding love on a battlefield, he met someone who showed him compassion for the first time. Said person accidentally was impaled, I think? Yeah, she was impaled. Died, but before she did, she made him promise to teach a junior high school class, Class 3E, consisting of students who failed to keep their grades up or were just straight delinquents. But now, going under the name Koro-sensei is the GOAT, one of the greatest anime teachers of all time, he decided to take the blame for that incident on the moon and also threatened to destroy the Earth if they didn't make him homeroom teacher for that class. So the plot will then boil down to the government accepting the deal under the condition that he doesn't hurt the students, which will give them enough time to plan multiple assassination attempts on Koro-sensei's life, given the title of the anime and or manga. Also, the government did put a 10 billion yen bounty on his head, which is second 74 million US dollars. Yes. A good motivators for the kids to assassinate him. Now, hearing the description of this plot, if that doesn't warrant you questioning yourself, how in the holy fuck does anybody take this seriously? Let us give credence to the fact that, right, you heard this and somewhat an MGS alert went into your basal ganglia and forced every muscle in your body to contort into Karen mode, and you started worrying about your child. What are the lessons to be taken away from Assassination Classroom? For one, if you ask any anime/manga readers, this is one of the most wholesome series out there. Koro-sensei, while disappointed at the fact that his students continuously will fail to hit him, as they would gang on him in the most hilarious ways possible, he does flex on them quite a bit, doesn't he? He constantly sets regulation on weapon safety and berates his students because of how their assassination attempts meddles with their studies. Like every time they try to kill the man / tentacle monster, he will praise them for the attempt and their technique, while still berating them if they do not have a care for human life, like for example in the case of Nagisa, who had the tendency of going full jihad on him. Actually, by the way that I'm describing this, I would scare a parent if they didn't know what anime was. But assassination attempt aside, the show's true message was that of a teacher who taught his students how to live life, who didn't scold his students for not being good at doing something, and one who didn't insult his students just because they didn't have the ability to perform well academically, but instead showed each of his students how to cultivate their unique skills and personalities and seize opportunities to succeed in life. And that despite working for an incredibly discriminatory school system that never listened to him or cared for him at all. This is a teacher that put his life on the line on multiple occasions to push a class of reject so far that they exceeded in a multitude of studies in school and became the best. I mean, if this isn't a story that has good motivations, then I don't know what good motivations looks like. But the thing is, me even spending time explaining what Assassination Classroom is about shouldn't matter, because people should just be allowed to enjoy literature in any of the form that it comes off. Like, we shouldn't go back to these stupid ass days where we say that, oh my god, words are the works of the devil, and no, your child is able to discern whether or not something is to be taken that far. And in the case that they are not, right, we always have to put the counter argument because somebody's going to comment that, oh, children are fucking dumb today. It's your responsibility to take care of your child, because not everybody is the same. Like, situations like this kind of make me worry of how far we're going to take this. Like, what's the next thing that's going to be banned? Every single time that we see that something wrong is happening in a book, Not even wrong. I mean, it depends on the eye of the beholder in this case, which in these situations the beholders needs to actually read the damn material. But every time it's just the same story. Somebody dislikes something and they just want it to be removed. That's not solving anything. Banning manga isn't the solution to freaking school shootings. What the hell are you on about? Like, this stuff is right up there in the terms of rewriting books for modern sensibilities. Like, it's insane. Don't do that. You can analyze something, a piece of literature, and talk about something that may have been bad about it in the past but still have the original material. Create something new. That may also work. But anyways, this was more or less the news on what the hell was going on in the manga-verse right now. And I'm expecting Assassination Classroom to get a revival after this. It'll be a lot of fun because I haven't seen a lot of people talking about that anime. It's pretty fucking good. Anyways, guys, this was a video from me, and I'll try to do some more in the coming days since my throat is back to normal. Anyways, wish you all to have a wonderful day. See you guys in the next one. Bye.
Records on records, got backers on backers, I'm riding around in a coupe. I take your beat right from you. Bitch, I'm a